Time for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
All right. Here we are on a Thursday. It's the Patrick Johnson Show, 2 days before America's Independence Day. America 250.
Well, now, wait a minute.
All right, let's see here. TJ Long in the house. We're going to have John McCormick in studio in a little bit. He's the GM of the Yard Gnomes. I don't know if they're going to announce their alternative identity, but it is going to be hot. I think they're going to sell a ton of merchandise when that does occur. So we'll see if that announcement will be made. But the Yard Gnomes are doing fireworks tomorrow night, and we've got a special offer for Patrick Johnson Show listeners. So if you're the one, boy, you're going to be in some in for a real treat coming up. All right, we got Pilkington here. We got TJ Long, our dear friend, in the house. We're going to talk some basketball with the man who led the last team to make the NCAA basketball tournament from ECU. TJ Long led him in points per 40 minutes. That is a little-known stat, but that is a true stat. That is a true fact in this day of advanced metrics. TJ Long in the house. How are you, TJ?
I'm doing very well. I hope y'all are doing well.
The crowd goes mild. It's great. All right, TJ, look, there's no one more patriotic than
This is
you.
America, Jack.
And you know it as well as anybody. God bless the USA, my friend. I know you're fired up about America 250.
Yes, very much so. Happy Independence Day to everybody. And, looking forward to a great 250th. And, just hoping and praying we can get another 250. That would be good.
Here's a water-filled red Solo Cup tip to 250 more. How about that? All right, here we go. Oh, no, that was the thing. Pilk, play the thing. Get off your phone, Pilk. You only have 2 more shows.
Sorry.
I think you could stay. I know it's not IGO. I know we're not doing the IGO show, but you could stay
I was
off the phone.
texting intern Mary our videos that we made earlier today. I'm sorry.
We just have 2 more. And then you can text to your heart's content. All right, let's do it. Top 5 at 5 here today.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
Number one, last night the United States won their first knockout stage game at a World Cup since 2002 by beating Bosnia and Herzegovina 2-0 in San Francisco. They will play Belgium next. That game will be played in Seattle on Monday night at 8 o'clock.
You know, what I think is great is that we are so great here in America that we are kicking these other nations' ass in their best sport. So that, as far as I'm concerned, is the greatest thing out of this thing. And we are showing true hospitality in American style to all of these Euros that have come over and folks from other parts and corners of the globe. So I think it's a positive thing. I was with a buddy of mine who was in town here, and, of course, you can't get into a restaurant, so we actually went up towards Sneed's Ferry and bellied up to a bar of a brewery and had a couple of brewskis and a little appetizers, what I had, and a salad. How about that? And but the game was on. We were so far north that you really didn't have tourists in there. You had more of the Marines down from Jacksonville in there, so they were all into it. And I wasn't going to argue with them. So that was a good time. It was a good environment. I didn't understand what was going on. I do know this. Wasn't the red flag controversial, Pilk? Wasn't the red flag controversial?
Red flag, that's NASCAR, PJ. we don't have that until Sunday in Chicago. Okay. The red card, yes, was controversial, yes.
I red flag your red card. That's what I do. I'm
going to let TJ talk about it. TJ got an explanation, I think, from Andrew Bays in a group chat, right? Is that right, okay. TJ? Do you feel like you can speak on this a little more than me?
Yeah, we were texting last night. I don't watch very much soccer, but I have been interested in this Copa del Mundo, as it's known. And yeah, we were texting, and when it comes down, he came down on his ankle. We kind of thought it maybe just should have been a yellow card, but by the rules, the way they have it, that's what the call was. And I hear the U.S. is not going to appeal that. So yeah, I was very upset, and I was having to call in some help to get an explanation because I'm still trying to pick up this offside call. I don't like that. I think I should be on the International Rules Committee because I could clean some of this stuff up, I think, very quickly.
I like it.
We need somebody to step in and into all this flopping. Pirate Al putting out there that he was watching because he loves all things America. And he doesn't understand what's going on, but he said, is there this much flopping going on? And the answer to that question, normally there is, yes.
Number 2.
Do we have a chance against is it the Belgium team? Is that what you said, Bill?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
We had a better chance before our player is not going to be able to play the next game.
Do we have to start worrying when we play a Latin America country or the French? Is that what I understand? That's where we need to be worried when we play.
We're worried from here on moving forward. You're going to be a dog the rest of the way. But yeah, you get in there and play Argentina and France, you're a long shot.
Mexico has looked really good as well.
Haven't let up a goal. Yeah, they've played magnificently.
They're playing up there at what's the place? The Azteca Arena. That place is wild.
It is. And the other thing, though, too, that's tough on the opponents. That's, 7,200 feet?
7,200 feet.
Yeah, so they're a little more used to that elevation.
If we lose to Belgium, can Trump declare war on Belgium? Can that happen?
No.
Okay.
Just their waffles.
Good.
Number 2.
Could happen.
Number 2, you mentioned Pirate Al. Pirate Al's Boston Celtics traded away star Jaylen Brown last night, actually just after we got off the air, PJ. It happened right at about 6:15.
I asked you either yesterday or the day before about Jaylen Brown, didn't I?
I did. You did, yeah. So they traded him for Paul George and 4 draft picks. 2 of them will be first-round draft picks and 2 second-round draft picks.
What a long, strange trip it's been. 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, we were celebrating a Boston World Championship, Pilk. And Jaylen Brown was the MVP of the whole darn thing. And then now they've broken up what I think a lot of people thought was a chance for there to be multiple championships with Brown and Tatum. So now the question is, you get PG-13. Is he still productive?
He averaged 17 and a half, I believe, last season.
Okay.
This past season.
So that's maybe more of a second fiddle kind of thing.
Yeah.
But aren't he and Tatum kind of the same player, Pilk?
Yeah, but you play
Tatum's
positionless
better.
Basketball nowadays.
I get that, but there's only one basketball.
True. I wonder if he's going to be Tatum's straight backup. If Tatum's off the floor, that's going to be kind of your direct sub. Like I said, they are kind of the same player. Can you play Tatum, say 33, 34 minutes a game, and then that leaves, Paul George playing 12 to 13?
Yeah, 13, 20 minutes a game. Maybe he's the sixth man of the year. Who knows? Now, it would seem to me, Philip, that the Celtics, at least they got quite a bit in the way of the draft. So how do you feel about that as a disgruntled Celtics fan at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, the tough thing with that is, a late first-round draft pick in the NBA, you can find diamonds in the rough, but it's tough. There's a fall-off after, the 12th to 15th pick. You would expect with Edgecombe and Maxey and all those guys for the Sixers to be good. Now, however, I was talking to Dom this morning. I guess one of these picks, the first one, the 2028 one, it's the best pick that the Sixers have in the first round. They also have the Clippers pick from that year. So if the Clippers have a dog water year, they could get that. So that does help a little bit, but still, man, it's tough in the NBA to say, hey, just a first-round pick's a first-round pick. I feel like in the NFL, all first-round picks a little more created equal. Basketball, like I said, there's definitely that fall-off there.
All right. TJ, do you have any thoughts on the Celtics or ready to move on?
Yeah, I think just the Celtics kind of fumbled that with Jaylen Brown. Certainly, he's a heck of a player, and just trying to get him to
Well,
to
doesn't this
coexist,
all
you know.
Yeah, Philip, doesn't this all stem from the fact that they were trying to get Giannis and he got wind of it or got out public and he kind of got pea britches?
Yeah, I mean, there were some rumors that he was kind of tired of playing second fiddle anyways and wanted out before that. And then when the Giannis thing, and it seemed like it's just that kind of accelerated circumstances.
What's the Sixers window? Has it closed? I'm confused.
No. And they got Edgecombe was on his second year. Now you got JB.
That just seems like
Embiid's
a
older,
window.
but Maxi's young. Yeah, no, it's open.
But it seems like that's a window that's being held open by a stick, not by springs. And if one of the kids knocks it, it always closes at some point during the year. It always closes. That's what I believe, anyway. All right.
Well, they do always have right before the playoffs, somebody gets some weird infection or it's always something weird happens to them.
3.
It's getting weird.
Number 3, some depth.
We're getting weird in here today. Yes.
Some depth has been added to the Pirate pitching staff. Left-handed pitcher Drew Tolfree was a Division III Rookie of the Year last year, going 7-0 for Ohio Northern with a 1.64 ERA. He struck out 75 batters in 65 2/3 innings of work, allowing just 33 hits.
I guess the good thing to say about this is you are adding another depth arm at the pitching piece. It is a pretty big jump, I would have to imagine, from the D3 ranks. And going from that to playing type of schedule that ECU does, especially in the non-conference. But we will see. I hope he is able to contribute. I hope it's a guy that will be able to spell some innings. I would believe it's a bullpen guy, just based on some of that. Numbers aren't overwhelming. How about the kid from Rose, though? There's word that I guess he's going to wind up. They got a lefty at Rose that is rumored to be have perhaps already verbaled or could be going there, and that seems like a big deal too. Is this kid the D3 kid left-handed, Pilk?
Yeah, he is.
I think. Okay. I wonder if they're trying to maybe land on the next Norby with some of these commitments out of the portal.
Got to replace him somehow.
Well, as we learned this year, you can never have too many arms. That's for sure. With what our pitching staff went through. So I trust Cliff and the staff, and they've proven to have a good track record. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. All right. Next.
4.
Alrighty, number 4. It was kind of already speculated that Freddie Anderson would not return to Raleigh next year. He has signed a 1-year deal with the Edmonton Oilers.
The term there is interesting to me because, Freddie, even though they pulled him, he was a proven commodity this year. At least he was hot at one point. It's just kind of betting on yourself, or if you're going to do 1 year, why not just stay where you were? You got a really great team around you. And I know Edmonton was pretty decent this year. But, that to me, Pilk, doesn't make a ton of sense. Other than maybe you just definitely wanted to get out and you've not tied yourself down for anything too lengthy.
We don't know how that exit meeting went. I wonder if that exit meeting drove this, Patrick. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying by any means. I am agreeing. I just wonder, was that exit meeting kind of like, hey, you know what? I just don't know if we've got a spot for you next year. He's getting old. He's had a lot of health issues. Bussy was the guy most of the year. I wonder if this is just Carolina moving on.
And it was kind of strange how that all played out at the very end. He was there, but then, did they ever say that he was injured at the very end, and then they had to bring up a third goalie to come in and a goaltender to come in and take his spot?
They said he was injured. They never, at the end, normally when that happens, at the end of the playoffs, they come out and say, hey, his injury was X. I don't know if they ever really said that.
I don't think they ever stated what that injury was.
Yeah, I don't remember anything coming out about it. Then they had to bring up another goalie to add to the team there in the playoffs. In the
could have been just
Stanley Cup.
Could have been a boo-booed ego is what it could have been. Boo-boo job faces might would have been.
I think they were kind of trying to save him from the ridicule. I think that was more of a protection of him.
Well, classy way to do it.
5.
Alrighty, number 5, to hell with all those royal weddings they have over there in the old country where they still have kings and monarchs and all that stuff. Here in America, for 250 years, we have our own version of the royal wedding. Tomorrow night, Madison Square Garden. It is going to be.
Wait a minute. I thought the royal wedding was the one in Myrtle Beach a couple years ago with Glenn Hall's daughter, Jennings. I thought that was the royal wedding. I kid. That looked opulent, by the way. That looked opulent. Yes, I'm a little hurt I wasn't invited. All right, go ahead, Pilk. I'm sorry. We have a royal wedding here.
This is America, Jack.
What do we got?
Yeah, we have, it is, I guess tomorrow night is the big one. Travis Kelce and Tay-Tay. Obviously, they don't care. They're getting married July 4th weekend because I think Tay-Tay hates America anyways because she's a spoiled brat and probably needs to move to a socialist country. But that's besides the point. They're getting married at MSG. And our friend TJ Long was at MSG a couple months ago, so we're going to hear his story on that after you guys talk about the royal wedding.
No, I'd rather hear TJ's story about going to MSG. So,
yeah, we went to. I went up to New York City to visit my daughter who was up there going to school. It was a fun parent weekend. So I went and we went to the Yankees game on Friday night. We got back to the hotel and I was looking and saw it was the first round of the playoffs with the New York Knicks. So I ponied up a few shekels and we ended up going to the game at Madison Square Garden, and it was unbelievable. We took the train in. For those that don't know, the Penn Station is underneath Madison Square Garden, so you take the subway right in. You go up 3 escalators, and there you are in the world's most famous arena, and it was awesome.
how much did you pay for seats? Didn't you go to the first playoff game? That's right. So how much did you? You didn't pay like $10,000.
No,
I mean, you got in on pretty decent.
Mere pennies. 300. It was $350 a piece.
Wow, it's not bad at all.
You know, I'm thinking, when am I in New York City and Madison Square Garden to see a Knicks playoff game again? When are they going to win the World Championship, the NBA Finals again? So we thought we would go ahead and.
Sounds to me kind of like my deal with our Carolina Hurricanes. When we started having Maniscalco on the show again, they went on this run and won, which I take credit for. It sounds to me like the Knicks should be doing something for you. Because
I was kind of thinking that
you were in the building.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that's changed over the last 53 years from the last time they've done it. So yeah,
TJ Long went to a game.
Yeah, we had a great time. I was really, Madison Square Garden has been there a long time, and so I was kind of thinking maybe it's it's going to be like one of those old arenas where it's the charm of it, Fenway, Wrigley Field, that kind of thing.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was a beautiful facility. They've got everything timed out. They know how to put on a show.
Who performed at halftime?
Fat Joe, my man, Fat Joe performed at halftime.
Wow, old school.
We had old school. We had there was they would show like a movie clip of famous actor or whatever, and then they would go to him in the stands, and they would be sitting there waving at everybody. And McEnroe was there. Of course, the guy that I'm gonna forget his name, who's Chalamet. No, what's
Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Yeah, Bill Clinton's generation.
Yeah, Spike. A lot of the old players for New York were there. Ewing, Clyde the Glide. You see them all around the
Larry Johnson, I believe.
Larry Johnson. All those guys would be there. As a matter of fact, all the Knicks basketball team has been invited to the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce wedding. By the way, yes.
Well, then I give them all the credit. They didn't have to do that, so I think that's great.
It's nice.
That's great. Good for them. Good
I
on
will
them.
say, I did hear something interesting about Fat Joe. Not that he hasn't been successful and all that, but they were talking about his net worth compared to everybody else on Celebrity Row. Like, he pretty much, what they were saying, can't afford the tickets. So I think the reason he was the halftime show is so that he could, that was his discount to get on. They say like he's worth like, they were saying like he's worth $3 million or something. And like everybody else who's worth $3 million is sitting in like row 25. Based off, being able to afford every game, how much cash he would probably have, and these other people around, it's like, yeah, he would actually like blow a year's worth of cash, just what he has in his bank account if he actually paid for these tickets.
We will not have you besmirching the good name of Fat Joe.
I'm not bagging on Fat Joe. I like Fat Joe.
We set up at the very top. I had to pull my hat down so as not to hit the roof of the arena.
There's a reason God didn't make TJ any taller. He's 5'9", 5'10", whatever you are. Because if you were 6 foot,
if I was 6'2", I'd have had to have ducked down to watch it. But you could see it was great.
Well, as I often say with weddings, I would certainly never discourage anyone from getting married, but I sure as hell wouldn't encourage anybody to get married. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get more from TJ Long and talk some Pirate hoops. John McCormick is going to be with us as well, coming up this hour from the Yard Gnome, so a lot to get to. Stay tuned. All right, a little Fat Joe.
Yeah!
Coming back. Did he perform this, TJ, at halftime?
Throw your hands in the air right now, man.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
This was part, as Pilk said, this was part of his ability to be able to sit on the front row because he can't afford it.
No, Pilky calling the man out. By the way, from the additional info department, I wouldn't say errors and omissions because we didn't really err on this, but I guess who's Michael Rubin, Pilk? He has an annual 4th of July bash in the Hamptons. And now, because of the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce wedding, he's the Fanatics boss. He's the Fanatics guy. He held his star-studded bash at his home Wednesday instead of tomorrow or July 4th because of the royal wedding, this week's version of the royal wedding. Interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. He said he didn't want to compete with it. He said he didn't want to compete with it. It sounds to me like nobody was going to your event. So that's why you moved it.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
All right, TJ Long is here, and TJ has been to several of the off-season workouts for ECU basketball. And I really am hoping that what I've seen, the 2 or 3 I've been to, will translate to an improved season. Let's just say that. TJ, you went yesterday to practice. Who stood out in the workouts that the team had yesterday?
Yeah, I think the guys. There's several guys that stood out to me. I think one is a known quantity that we do have in Jay Woodard. He's really come back strong off of his injury. He can get to the basket. He's a real problem when he's on defense, when he's guarding the ball. He's really long and athletic, and it appears to me that he's gotten a bit stronger. I've seen several times where he's been able to go in through traffic and finish his shot and get a couple of and ones in practice and those types of things. So I'm really excited about seeing Jay back out on the floor.
I will also say I think overall the guard play will be improved this year, but I think at the point spot you actually have a better situation than what you had last season.
Yeah, there's really 3 guys battling for the point position with Sion Medley. I really like him. He's tough. He's not the biggest guy, but he doesn't back down. He's competitive. And, he's a verbal leader. And a lot of times you need that out of your point guard because the point guard's got to get everybody. He's the coach on the floor, and he's got to get everybody in their spots. And he's that. He won't tolerate people not doing what they're supposed to do. So I really like that out of him. And I was really impressed with Best, Trevor Best, the transfer from Arizona State. There was some things where he transferred in. He got to Arizona State late. He didn't have the best, stat line. He kind of came in and couldn't really find a spot there early on, and then had several games where he scored 18, 19 points in the game. And then, of course, the wheels came off the track there for Arizona State. But, yeah, I think he's really tough. He's a really tough player. it's been a nice battle at the point guard position. He's verbal as well. He's not afraid to, kind of take that leadership role and get guys where they need to be. And so I've been really impressed with the battle going on at the point guard position.
You got Ashton McCullough too, the freshman, and he's a freshman, but I think he's looked very poised in the workouts I've seen him in. Now, obviously, when you get under live fire, it's going to be a different deal. Plus, he play the defense necessary at the level? But I think that's going to end up being a really good pickup. Bryson Blaine, we saw what he did last year for Charleston Southern at Minges. And in a couple of practices I've seen, he has hit some absolutely dagger, kind of three-point hits, maybe off a quick bounce three or off a catch and three. And and you'll understand what I'm saying here. He could shoot through any physicality you're putting on him defensively. He could shoot through a little bit of contact, which is an important thing.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to get your shot off, that's an ability in and of itself. A lot of guys can shoot a basketball, but when you've got guys out there guarding you like Jay Woodard, like Caden Cooper, the transfer in from Louisiana Tech, those guys are long and they've got a lot of athleticism to them. And when you can get your shot off against them, that's a skill in and of itself. And he's looked very comfortable shooting the ball. The ball comes off of his hand. I mean, it's a pure looking shot. You can tell, he's made a lot of 3-pointers in his career, and we're going to hope that he's going to continue that. And I don't see any reason why he shouldn't. He was 36% 3-point shooter last year at Charleston Southern. And yeah, he's a natural basketball player. He can also, because he's a threat at the 3-point line, he can give you a pump fake, make a move, and make a strong move to the basket as well. So I really like his game.
You mentioned Cooper. I think he will be a real asset defensively, potentially. Not a great shooter per se, but he's a slash guy. He's got length. He can bother you on the wings, bother you defensively. Is quick, explosive, at least what I've seen so far. I really like let's not forget, Cooper also spent a year at Oklahoma. So he was a big recruit in his home state. Watson, you've seen a little bit more out of Watson, who's the UTEP kid. One of the last days I saw him, I thought he kind of struggled a little bit, maybe was sped up a little more than what he needed to be. I do think a lot of that was maybe just trying to make plays. And then I do think the kid Buchanan could be a very adequate guard, fill it up on the wing, maybe someone to back up Blaine potentially. But Watson's a kid too. 6'8", 6'9", that's pretty good length and pretty good size.
Yeah, and he shot almost 40% from three last year. I don't think we're going to be looking to do the stretch four. We're probably just going to be more of a straight 4 out, 1 in. But all the guys you just mentioned, from Buchanan to Watson to Cooper to Blaine, all of those guys are between 6'5" and 6'9". And there's athleticism to them. All of those guys are capable, in my opinion, of 6, 7, 8 rebounds a game. So you may not have the true 4 or 5 where this big man's got to get 10, 12 rebounds. This one's got to get, 10, 11 rebounds. I think we could really hit the glass and do it by committee. One thing that we haven't seen very much, because he's back overseas, is Maxime Klitschko. I did have the opportunity to meet him, and, the bulk of my life has been spent around tall people. And that normally, that's just the way it is when you're 5'10" and you've been around basketball your whole life. Klitschko is tall. He's every bit of 7'2", 7'3". Got to talk to him, outgoing personality, talked about how nice it was here, how much he loves being here, and just seemed to be real appreciative. And he was not shy at all. And that's kind of one of the things, I look at when one of the guys comes over and talks to you. It's funny how their personality kind of shows up in their basketball game a lot of times. And I like the way he was outgoing, not afraid to speak, not afraid to talk, not afraid to bang. And I think all those things are going to be really good for the future.
when you say Klitschko is out, I mean, let's also keep in mind he's overseas with his national team.
Yes, that's right. He went back. No.
Played to compete in the World Championships.
Yes, yeah. He's back overseas competing with his national team, and he's got good hands. He can move his feet. He's just not just a 7'3" body standing there. So I'm real excited about him. I'm excited about the guys that we've already talked about with that 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" length. I think the shooting is going to be considerably better this year, and I think there's reason to be optimistic really about this basketball year. And I'm not one that looks at things with I love ECU, and I don't look at athletics through the purple shaded lens. I see what I see, and I say what I say and believe what I believe. And when I'm evaluating or when I'm looking at things, I'm really excited about this team. I think Coach Schwartz has done a good job on the roster construction. There's several points to that. We were talking about it the other day, Patrick, that a lot of places had the infrastructure to pay players, to do things for players, put things in place for players before it was legal to do so. It takes a little bit of time to develop that infrastructure, and you would have only had to have been 2 or 3 months late that you miss a whole recruiting cycle because we had to, we went from individual people could pay basically a sponsorship to a young man to play, and to the revenue share, to the collective, to the revenue share, those things were happening. And if you were 2 or 3 months late getting there, you missed recruits.
In a span of maybe 18 months, all this went down? That's how quickly it evolved.
That's how quickly it evolved. And I think, I'll just say it, I think of people at a lot of other places, the infrastructure was already there. I know before the ruling came down, I remember seeing an article for the Pony Up, the SMU. SMU had $25 million in the collective before the ruling came out officially.
Yeah.
I mean, those things do matter.
No, they do. And look, and I'll say this, and we can maybe have this conversation too in a little more expanded scope. But I'll give you maybe a soapbox here in 2 minutes. But I mean, the basketball needs to be. We had this article yesterday. They talked about who could be a candidate for ACC expansion. Well, football is extremely important. We both know that.
Yep.
But you got to look at too. You got to at least spend and compete in basketball to show that you're a serious athletic department. And I think the schools that have done that, who have invested in both sports at a high level, are candidates to be able to move on to the so-called P4.
Yeah, I mean, a healthy basketball program, I think, makes all the athletic department better. I don't think it has to be a or. I think this could be, we get basketball where we need to be. I understand there's a lot of frustration out there. I've been, fairly frustrated for the last 33 years since 1992, 93. I mean, I didn't have any of this when the last time we went to the NCAA tournament, and I was fortunate enough to be on that team. But I remember talking. It was 21 years when we went in 93 from when the 72 team. And we all were talking about, everybody, all of the Pirate Nation was talking about, man, we can't go another 21 years. This needs to be every 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years. And here we are 33 years later. So I would encourage the fans to give it another go, to be supportive. I understand that basketball over the years and our record hasn't given the fans a lot to believe in, but I also understand, I think, that if the fans and the support aren't there, it's not going to happen. And so we have to make those decisions of how we want to spend our money, how we want to do things. Yeah. But I am excited about this team. And if I wasn't excited about this team, probably wouldn't be your guest on the show today.
Right. All right. Pilka, what do we got? How much time do we have here, Pilka?
We got 2 minutes
we can
until
jump
John
in.
gets in. I think he's
Couple
walking
minutes?
in here now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me a quick minute primer on your excitement for the football season.
Oh man, I'm really excited for football. You've had me on and we've talked about basketball. I was a high school football coach, basketball coach, and baseball coach at various points and times in my career, and greatly enjoyed football. I think Coach Harrell does a phenomenal job evaluating talent and bringing the right guys in. I'll say that also with Coach Schwartz, the basketball team. Those young men they have they're very respectful. Every time we go to practice, they come up to you, those types of things. The same type of thing goes with our football program and, of course, baseball and all of our sports. But those are two things that I think that people should know. And, yeah, I'm hoping we get some great quarterback play. I think we have some of the other pieces in place. I know it may not look like we got a ton of starters back, but you and I have talked about it. Coach Harrell rotates a lot of guys in, so whether you were there on the first snap of the game, you still end up playing 30 or 40% of the game, whether you're a starter or not. So we do have a lot of that coming back, and I think he's done well in the portal for everything I've been able to read and look into a couple of all conference, like from the Sun Belt and those types of things from the offensive line. So, yeah, I'm really – and defensively, he's going to do what he does. There's no reason to believe that our defense is not stout next year. So, yeah, I'm excited and, going to go to UBE and start buying some purple stuff.
All right. Little JB going out. John McCormick's going to be with us. A great American, TJ Long. Thank you, TJ.
Thank you for having me. Yes, happy
Yeah.
Independence Day to everyone.
Be safe. All right, stay tuned. If you're looking for something to do tomorrow night on 4th of July Eve, we've got baseball in Greenville. The Yard Gnomes are in town. They've got a fireworks show. Details from John McCormick when we come back right after this on the Patrick Johnson Show. I've walked it up to the post.
We're back to the show.
I missed you. We all missed you. Did you miss him?
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right, nothing more American than July 4th celebrating our nation's independence. Also,
This is America, Jack.
baseball, apple pie, fireworks. I can't promise you apple pie, but I can promise you baseball and fireworks if you're here in Greenville tomorrow night. John McCormick, our dear friend, general manager of the Greenville Yard Gnomes, the CPL Wooden Bat Summer League team that is playing at Guy Smith Stadium in Greenville. And John is back with us here ahead of tomorrow night's home game, which will be taking place at Guy Smith. We'll get all the details from John here coming up as far as first pitch time and all of that in just a little bit. But we welcome John back to the program. Good to see you, buddy. How are you?
Doing well. Coming up on the midpoint of the season, All-Star break in a few days. So big fireworks show tomorrow night and then a couple road games and All-Star game. It's flying by just like that, halfway done.
Yeah, absolutely. How's the season gone so far for the team?
It's going really well. Best season so far. We're 14-11, so we're in a playoff spot right now. Obviously, we're only halfway through, but it's never been the case for the Yard Gnomes so far. So 14-11, add on the exhibition preseason games, that's another 5 wins and 1 loss. But so we're 19-12 overall in the season. The guys are having a lot of fun. Obviously, the local guys we could talk about, and the guys that come from all around the country to Greenville are meshing well. So it's been a good start.
Hey, tell us about that. Some of the kids with the local connections and a little bit on them and how they're playing and how they're doing.
Yeah, we had a bunch to start. Unfortunately, there were some injuries and stuff that always happens in summer baseball, so you never are going to keep the same roster. We have Andrew Wallen, who has been our Thursday night starter. Obviously, he went to J.H. Rose and has been at North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that is. He just announced he's going into the transfer portal on X.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so his outing tonight and maybe next week, there's going to be a ton of scouts out there. That is a legitimate big arm, big talent, and a better person. Andrew Wollen's great to have. Parker Watson, who went to J.H. Rose, is still on the team. We just signed Josh Robertson, who was on J.H. Rose's team this past season. He's going to North Carolina A&T to pitch. And I maybe should have led off with this one. Luke Lambert from D.H. Conley just got named a Coastal Plain League All-Star. So he's going down to Florence, South Carolina as a pitcher representing the Yard Gnomes.
How about that? Some true grassroots guys from the Greenville community. That's great. Congrats to all of them. And I'm sure that's been a really exciting thing for them this year. The Yard Gnomes will be playing. Is it 6:30 tomorrow? Or is it a little later start to accommodate the fireworks?
6:30. Our games have been averaging just under 3 hours or so. So we're expecting a 6:30 first pitch and then post-game fireworks show. We're going to give everybody time to actually come down out of the stands onto the field. You can sit on the grass, stand on the grass, bring a blanket, lay down on the grass. The fireworks are going to be shot off from, if you're familiar with Guy Smith Stadium, the prep field right beside of it. So that'll be where they're all shot off. So you're going to be able to come down, basically sit right underneath the fireworks right after the baseball game and watch them.
That's cool. The only fireworks display in Greenville tomorrow, the day before Independence Day, and that'll be at the Yard Gnomes game at Guy Smith. So ample reason to go out and take it in. Who says you can't catch a lot of fireworks during this holiday weekend? There is also let's start there. First pitch tomorrow at 6:30, and then we've described this before, but we always have audience ebbing and flowing and coming and going. There's a beer garden at Guy Smith. There have been a lot of amenities over the last few years, so and I'm sure you guys will have plenty of water too, and just kind of the process of if you're heading out to the game, where to consider parking, what time would you suggest arriving, and some of those amenities that people come to expect at a ballpark as far as concessions go, and what would be the price to get in tomorrow and all that.
Yeah. Obviously, there's not a far walk anywhere that you park at Guy Smith. Whether you park across the street in the paved lot or in the grass lot that we do have permission to use. And behind in right field, there's a parking lot, and also all around the stadium, there's parking. So don't worry about a long walk. You can drop people off right at the main gate, buy a ticket. Little hint, if you mention fireworks, it's $2 off. Not everybody knows that, but if you're listening to this show, then you get $2 off on your ticket tomorrow night. And yeah, save people a little bit of money there. And one thing we've tried to do, you mentioned concessions, we've really tried to bolster that and improve it this season and last season as well. We want people to come to the game. We want people to hang out, be able to stay for 2 or 3 hours. So we have Chick-fil-A sandwiches. We have Marabella's pizza, a whole personal pizza that's actually really good and high quality. Sam Jones has barbecue sandwiches that hold up really well, maintain their quality and freshness. So whether you get it right when you walk in at 6:30 or wait until 7:30, throw some sauce, throw some coleslaw on it, have a good sandwich. And of course, we have all of the ballpark staples, the hot dog, the burgers, popcorn, nachos, pretzels, all that stuff. So plenty of food options for you. We do still have one box seat available for tomorrow night, which is you get a wristband, all you can eat. You get some patio furniture and a picnic table in the shade beside our dugout. Have somebody come wait on you. So if you're interested in that, definitely email tickets at gnomesbaseball.com, and we could get you set up with a box seat for tomorrow night or for some of the future games if anybody's interested in that. And then during the game, don't forget to sign up for all the on-field games. And if you're bringing kids with you, make sure that they get a chance to get on the field or meet some players.
John McCormick, GM of the Greenville Yard Gnomes, is with us here. Okay. We teased this a little bit when we talked to you before the season opener. One of the popular things in baseball, summer league and minor league baseball, has been the alt identity movement in the last few years, and Greenville's going to be no exception this year. Now, I understand we can't go full boat in and announce today because I think this. No offense, but I think this ought to be your permanent identity. I think it's that hot. I think it's going to be that fire, as the kids say, because it is going to, I think, take off. So I wish we were having shows next week so we could talk about it, but we're going on a little hiatus here for a bit from the sports show. So tell me about what you can tell me, at least, about this alt ID and when folks can expect to see it, and what's a good way to catch the rollout.
Yeah, so the alternate identity, we wanted to find something that really connected with Greenville, really connected with Eastern North Carolina. We have people that buy season tickets that live in Pitt County, but also surrounding counties, people that really want something to connect to. So for an alternate identity, it's a jersey and a hat and a team name that we're going to be branded as and wear for specific games. So next Thursday will be the first day that we break it out, and we're going to wear it on each of the consecutive or 3 Thursdays in a row in July. And then for another reason, we're going to wear it when we play the Morehead City Marlins. They also have an alternate identity that can kind of tie into it. So they wanted to match up. They have a Booty Divers and a Motorboaters and a couple other ones. Ours isn't as crazy as that, but I think people are really going to connect with it. As you see on my chest, our logo is the G with a beard on it. And so we really took a lot of time to try to think about what would connect with the people of Eastern North Carolina. And the Greenville G represents the city, and the beard has a pretty cool tie-in that we're going to have a twist for.
I'm very excited about it. Can't wait till next Thursday and next week when it's unveiled. All right, John McCormick, again, tomorrow night, Friday night, fireworks at the Yard Gnomes game following the contest, which is a 6:30 first pitch. I didn't realize all the food options. You got Maripella's, you got Sam Jones out there, and $2 off tickets for Patrick Johnson Show and 94.3 The Game listeners. Cool stuff. Hey, John, anything else we need to mention? Maybe throw out the website and the social media.
Yeah, yardgnomesbaseball.com and Yard Gnomes Baseball on all the platforms will get you to us. The guys are playing really well. The local players are playing really well. Come out and check it out. If you've never been out, come out to the gate. Tell them it's your first time. We'll make sure that you have a good experience. It's the first time, obviously only 3 seasons, but it's the first time that we've been in a playoff contention spot this far into the season, let alone in a playoff contention race. And the guys feed off the energy. Even when there's 200 people in the stands or when there's 600 people in the stands, people that have been to Guy Smith know that it gets loud. It's a home field advantage, just like every field is in Eastern North Carolina when you get a good crowd behind it. So come check out a game. We've got just over a month left of the season. Some more fun things coming up, but really looking forward to first time ever fireworks show at Guy Smith Stadium tomorrow night.
Thanks to John McCormick. We'll be back to wrap up today's show after this.
And now, stunning conclusion. Everyone's screaming from 94.3 The Game.
Billy Trott will be with us tomorrow. He's the author of the book on Pistol Pete Maravich. We'll have that for you tomorrow on the Patrick Johnson Shows. We'll have a fresh edition. Thanks to TJ Long. Thanks to John McCormick with the Yard Gnomes. Thanks to Pilk. And by the way, Pilk will be hosting tomorrow at noon, Hoist the Colors Radio. So tune in for that. It will be live. Hey, have a great rest of your evening. And if you're headed out there for your Independence holiday, be safe on the roads. We'll see you tomorrow.